after 64 ways to instantly expose a man's true intentions. But 80% women never realize. Ladies, you can't stop a man from saying what sounds right, but you can learn to see what's real. Because a man's intentions always reveal themselves, not in what he says, but in how he shows up. Many women after 60 approach love with open hearts, and that's beautiful. That openness, that willingness to believe in connection again. It's a gift. But sometimes that gift can be taken advantage of by men who know exactly what to say, but have no idea how to stay. Trust me, older man reveals his true intentions early. The key isn't listening harder to his words, it's learning to read the signs beneath his charm, his timing, and his attention. Because attention isn't love, and words without action are just noise. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In today's video, I'm going to share 4 psychological ways to instantly expose a man's intentions, so you can protect your peace, honor your worth, and never mistake convenience for commitment again. Before we begin, if you're a woman after 60 who's done settling for less and ready to see through the games, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because every day I share insights on love, dating, and relationships after 60 that can help you build the life and love you truly deserve. Now, let's begin with the first, and perhaps the most telling sign of all. Watch how he reacts to your boundaries. This isn't something I learned from a psychology book or a seminar. It's something I've witnessed again and again in real life. And one story in particular has stayed with me ever since. A few years ago, my friend, a brilliant, warm-hearted woman named Martha, started dating a man who seemed perfect on paper. Charming, attentive, said all the right things. But Martha had been burned before. So this time, she decided to do something different. She told him she wanted to take things slow. No rushing, no pressure. Just time to see if the connection was real. And you know what he did? He disappeared. Not all at once, that would have been too obvious. But his texts got shorter. His calls stopped. Within 2 weeks, he was gone. And Martha? She wasn't heartbroken, she was relieved. Because that one boundary, her need for pace and respect, removed the convenience he was after. And the moment it wasn't easy, he left. That's the psychology of men in love versus men in convenience. When a woman asserts what she needs, time, space, emotional safety, a man's ego either feels threatened or grounded. If he's emotionally mature, if his intentions are pure, he'll respect that boundary. He'll even admire it. But if he's there for access, for validation, for something temporary, that boundary becomes a wall he doesn't want to climb. Boundaries aren't walls, though. They're windows. The wrong man will try to break them. The right man will look through and still choose to stay. So the way a man responds to your boundaries is the way he'll respond to your needs in a relationship. If he gets defensive, irritated, or distant when you ask for respect, that's not resistance to a rule, that's resistance to you. And dating intentionally after 60 means knowing that a man who can't handle your boundaries will never be able to hold your heart. As Maya Angelou once said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And I'll add this, when a man shows you he can't respect your boundaries, believe him and walk away. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever set a boundary with a man and watched his true colors show up? Drop your story in the comments below. Your experience might be the wake-up call another woman needs to protect her peace. And once you've seen how he handles boundaries, the next test is even more revealing: how he behaves when he's not getting what he wants. 2. Notice how he acts when you pull back. If you want to see a man's true heart, step back. Not as a game, not as manipulation, but as a moment of clarity. Because here's what I've learned about man's psychology in love. When you stop leaning in, when you stop initiating, when you stop making it easy, real intentions surface. The right man will step forward with calm consistency. He'll check in. He'll ask if you're okay. He'll meet you halfway, because he actually cares about the connection, not just the convenience. But the wrong man, he'll disappear. Or worse, he'll get frustrated. He'll accuse you of being distant or cold or playing games because his connection to you was never about depth. It was about access. And the moment that access required effort, it wasn't worth it to him anymore. This is one of the most powerful truths about men that women after 60 need to understand. Emotional investment reveals itself in patience. When a woman pulls back, it creates an emotional gap, and that gap is a mirror. If his care was genuine, he'll remain steady. If it was performative, he'll vanish or guilt trip you for needing space. I've seen this happen over and over again. A man chases hard in the beginning, texts every day, plans dates, talks about the future. But the moment the woman needs time to process, to breathe, to just be, he folds. Because he wasn't building a relationship. He was filling a vacancy. When you stop chasing, real intentions surface. Love grows in patience. Manipulation fades in silence. There's an old saying that goes, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. And I believe that. Not in a romantic fairy tale way, but in a real, grounded way. Because a man who truly values you won't disappear when you need space. He'll trust the connection enough to let it breathe. So if you're dating after 60 and you're wondering whether his interest is real, try this. Pull back. Not dramatically, just gently. See if he stays. See if he reaches out. See if he meets you with curiosity instead of control. Because that's how you uncover his true intentions, not by what he says when you're available, but by how he behaves when you're not. But what if he stays? The next way will show whether he's emotionally honest or just performing sincerity. #3. Pay attention to his curiosity. A man who truly cares wants to know you, not just have you. And there's a big difference. One is about possession. The other is about presence. One is surface-level charm. The other is emotional depth. And the way you can tell the difference? His curiosity. A man with real intentions asks thoughtful questions. He remembers your answers. He listens without turning the conversation back to himself. He's not interviewing you to check boxes. He's exploring you because he's genuinely interested in who you are, not just what you can offer him. But a man who's there for convenience. His questions are shallow. How was your day? Turns into silence. Are you free this weekend? Becomes the only thing he asks. Because he's not interested in your world, he's interested in fitting you into his. My sister Elaine once told me something I'll never forget. She said, I knew he wasn't serious when he stopped asking about my day, but always asked if I was free. That shift from curiosity to convenience told her everything. Because when a man stops wanting to know you and only wants to see you, he's no longer investing, he's consuming. That's the psychology of men in relationships. Emotional investment shows up in questions. Not just any questions, but the kind that show he's paying attention. How did that meeting go? What did your daughter say when you talked to her? You mentioned you were worried about something last week. How are you feeling about it now? Those aren't small talk. That's emotional labor. That's a man who's building something with you, not just passing time. And when a man asks those kinds of questions, it means he sees you as a whole person, not a role, not a companion, not a convenience. A person with thoughts, feelings, history, and depth. And that's what you deserve. After 60, someone who's genuinely curious about the woman you've become, not just what you can do for him. You can save this video, because the next time you're on a date or in a conversation with a man, pay attention to what he asks. If his curiosity is real, you'll feel it. And if it's not, you'll know, and you can walk away before you waste another moment. Words reveal interest, but questions reveal intention. A man who's emotionally invested doesn't interview you, he listens to understand you. And the clearest test of all, one that shows whether his love is built on peace or possession. #4. Watch how he handles your strength. Men with pure intentions aren't intimidated by a woman's confidence, independence, or wisdom. They admire it. They lean toward it. They feel safe in it. But men with hidden motives, they feel threatened because they can't manipulate what they respect. This is one of the most important truths about understanding men after 60. By this stage in life, most women have built something: a life, a career, a sense of self. They've survived loss, raised children, found their voice. They're not looking for someone to complete them. They're looking for someone to walk beside them. And that strength, that self-assurance, that emotional clarity, it's either attractive or intimidating. There's no in-between. When a man meets a self-assured woman, his ego has a choice: to evolve or retreat. The mature man feels grounded in her presence. He doesn't compete with her strength. He's inspired by it. He understands that her confidence isn't a challenge to overcome, but an invitation to rise together. But the insecure man, he tries to diminish it. He makes comments about her being too independent or too strong-willed. He tries to make her feel like she's too much because deep down, he knows he's not enough. And instead of doing the work to become the kind of man who can stand beside a strong woman, he tries to make her smaller so he can feel bigger. If a man can't handle your strength after 60, he doesn't deserve your softness, because your strength isn't something you earned by accident. It's the result of decades of resilience, wisdom, and survival. And any man who sees that as a problem instead of a privilege isn't the right man. The right man doesn't need to lead the light. He stands beside it. He knows a woman's strength isn't a threat. It's an invitation to build something real, something equal, something built on respect instead of ego. There's a quote I love by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And I think that's true for men too. Some men fear a powerful woman because they know she doesn't need them. But the right man? He's not afraid of that. He's honored by it. So watch how he responds to your confidence. Watch how he reacts when you speak your truth, set your standards, or make decisions without asking for permission. Because his comfort with your strength will tell you everything you need to know about whether he seeks partnership or control. Now, share this video. Send it to a friend. Post it in a group. Because there are men out there who need to hear this too. Men who need to understand that a woman's strength after 60 isn't something to be feared, it's something to be celebrated. And maybe, just maybe, this message will wake someone up. So if you ever doubt a man's words, watch how he reacts to your truth, because intentions can't hide from awareness. By now, you've probably begun to recognize the deeper pattern, that real love always reveals itself through respect, steadiness, curiosity, and emotional maturity. A man's true intentions aren't exposed by his words, but by how he responds to your strength, your silence, and your boundaries. The right man doesn't flinch when you stand firm. He feels safe enough to stand beside you. Because love that's real doesn't demand access, it earns it. True intentions can't be faked. When a man seeks your heart, he respects your boundaries, your silence, and your power. When he seeks your convenience, he'll resist all three. After 60, peace becomes your standard. You don't chase, you don't explain, you simply walk where your heart feels at ease. The years have taught you that not every man deserves access to your calm. In the words of Brené Brown, the truth will set you free, but first, it will piss you off. And maybe that's what this video does. Maybe it makes you think about the men you've tolerated, the red flags you've ignored, the excuses you've made. But if it does, good, because that awareness is the first step towards something better. Have you ever seen a man reveal his true colors when you stop trying to please him? Share your story in the comments below. Your wisdom might help another woman protect her peace. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like it and subscribe to this channel for more insights on love, self-worth, and emotional wisdom after 60. Because you deserve relationship advice that honors who you are, not who someone thinks you should be. And I'm Vernon. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.